Hi, I'm Nick Skelsey, one of the founders at Soapbox Systems, and I'm going to talk about our first big project called Ombuds. Ombuds is a public utility that is a public record for the internet, where volunteers from all over the world can record and document events as they happen. Wikipedia is another public utility on the internet, where volunteers from all over the world support the most comprehensive encyclopedia the world has ever put together. You may not know what a public record is, but almost every legislative body in the United States keeps one comprehensive record of its proceedings and actions. There are a lot of good reasons to do this. And one of those reasons is that it lets the press and the general public research the history of some issue. So if we want to go back and see what our legislators used to say about something, we can refer to the floor record and see what was said. Currently, the internet does not have a public record or even a good system for generating public statements that we can rely on as first-hand accounts of some event occurring. This is a really big problem for some communities, but it's something that you might be familiar with. Let's say that you are writing a paper about the sinking of the Titanic, and you come across a very believable first-hand account on the web about what happened on the night the Titanic sank. Now, suppose you went and cited that webpage in a research paper. The danger for you here is that the story will stay on the web only as long as the author wants it to. In other words, the content of that story can change at any time, and the whole story can even disappear from the web overnight. This is a mild inconvenience for those who have many resources at their disposal, but for the marginalized, those without protections for their freedom of expression in our world, this problem can be a matter of life and death. Wael Ghonim, a Google executive and human rights activist, told Wolf Blitzer the night when Hosni Mubarak, Egypt's president at the time, resigned, "If you want to have a free society, just give the people the internet." It is true that social media and the internet helped depose Mubarak, but the rest of the world's autocratic governments and even Egypt's military watched and learned. Let's consider the Kingdom of Bahrain's use of power to silence dissent online after 2011. Freedom House, an international democracy watchdog, produced a report about that government's control of their national internet. In addition to throttling connection speeds and blocking access to apps like WhatsApp, Viber, and Skype, they go after content. Here is a paragraph from that report. Through the use of arrests, detentions, and torture, security forces coerced many online forum moderators into permanently shutting down their sites following the 2011 crackdown. Now imagine if we could preserve this history. If there was one definitive record where any Bahraini could video, photograph, or write about an abuse of power by their state, and if the state could not block access to or destroy that record, then that record would tell the living history, the social history of that people. It would give voice to the voiceless. Now, there is an assumption here that we believe, and that is documenting human rights abuses can help prevent them. So we've built one small corner of a system that lets its users do this. Ombuds, as it stands, is functionally similar to Twitter. Users submit small messages called bulletins that are categorized into boards. Bulletins are kind of like tweets, and boards are similar to hashtags. Importantly, though, its underlying design is different than Twitter's. Ombuds is a system which has no central authority and instead relies on a digital signature scheme to protect content. This means that there is no edit or delete button for anything you post. And in fact, unless the network of miners is totally compromised, nobody can delete or change content. We, the creators, can't even change the content stored within the record. We've put together a small demo to let you interact with this system. Note that this is only a demo, and it will not protect your content in the long run. To use it, just tweet with the hashtag #RecordThisPlease. We have a bot listening for it, and it will replicate that tweet inside our testnet version of the public record. And if you're interested, you can easily access those stored bulletins on the web at the site relayed.getombuds.org, but depending on how many people actually watch this video, it may be down. Who knows? If you cannot trust us and you would rather run open source code yourself, you can download our software and become a peer in this network from your laptop. This project is protected under the general public license, meaning the source code will always be free and open to the public. Right now, we only have a Mac client, but that will change based on what we hear from people like yourself. If you'd like to know how Ombuds works, you can check out our paper online as well. We encourage you to experiment with Ombuds in any way that you see fit. This is important to us because we believe that society is better off when individuals have the autonomy to speak up when they need to and when they think it is right to. I would just like to say a special thank you to the Knight Foundation, Hack-Seville, and the Batten Institute for their support. Thanks, and stay tuned.